Last for operations, number four, open more production facilities outside of Europe to keep up with demand. According to Gosh 2021, due to the continuous recovery from the pandemic and the ease of restrictions, luxury car makers were able to experience steady rise in demand. Companies within the luxury automotive industry have witnessed a similar trend wherein they're seeing orders piling up. Luxury car companies have reported subsequential growth in sales and bookings. Porsche had to reopen production at the former Karman Osnabrück facility to keep up with demand. Porsche hasn't used the facility since the mid-1990s. With that, Porsche should open more production facilities. Throughout the years, Porsche has produced its models in Europe, resisting pressure from around the world to look for production opportunities in Asia. However, the company has planned on collaborating with a local business to produce cars in Malaysia in the year 2021 as sales in the Asian market grow. The market began its operations in 2022. Porsche should continue to implement and improve the strategy as demand continues to rise. Increasing their production facilities in other areas outside of Europe will allow the company to meet demand and explore cheaper production alternatives.
For finance, we have lower component and vehicle cost price. Porsche should seriously consider reducing the price of its vehicles and components. More consumers would buy cars if they were more affordable to them. Another suggestion is that the company could do well to provide a distinct line of automobiles that are more reasonably priced if it wants to maintain exclusivity on the luxury front. The corporation would make even more money than it now does if it produced a line of Porsche cars that were meant to be bought and driven by the typical middle class family. The corporation should find a means to lower consumer maintenance and gas expenses as well, in addition to the previous recommendation given. More people would buy the cars if they could afford to pay for routine maintenance without having to spend more than three times as much as they would to maintain a vehicle from a less expensive brand. Next, we have design-driven cost reduction. Manufacturers can discover essential elements of their cars that consumers appreciate and eliminate expensive waste by adopting design-driven cost reduction strategies. Consumer unit costs will ultimately decrease as a result of these cost-cutting strategies, and the time to market will be shortened. Engineering on a budget can significantly save costs and is ideal for growth platforms in emerging markets. The glove box and rear view mirror are two examples of non-differentiating components that can benefit from frugal engineering. Additionally, it injects flexibility and cooperation into the implementation process. Finally, it establishes a timeline for action and holds engineers accountable for cost-cutting suggestions. For human resources, we have employee training and budget. With the advent of cutting-edge robotics, new manufacturing technology, and stronger safety and environmental standards, the automotive sector is going through significant changes. The automotive workforce has become international, resulting in a growing requirement for training and education in everything from new product development to compliance with legislation governing an extremely regulated industry. Because it is a one-time investment, spending money to train staff pays off handsomely. A customer-centric strategy must include employee training since soft skills can distinguish between a satisfied and dissatisfied consumer. The size of the automobile sector makes it possible to take these steps to make sure that workers are equipped with the knowledge necessary to offer excellent customer service. Without sufficient training solutions, businesses can easily fall behind and lose market share. Permit employees to have a budget for personal or professional growth. This gives employees the freedom to choose how they want to advance, may it be through seminars, webinars, certification courses, almost anything that will broaden their knowledge and benefit the company. Together with them, their managers can decide on the appropriate course of action, and HR can approve it to make sure it complies with all corporate rules. Next is to continue to implement cross-functional teams. Porsche's organizational structures have been modified to have cross-functional teams. Thus, cross-departmental work has been created. This strategy has been deemed effective as it has led to the company's greater synergy and expansion that has contributed to the accomplishment of its numerous business goals and objectives. This strategy allowed employees to have the space they needed to work creatively, efficiently, and effectively. Through cross-functional teams, the company is able to combine personnel together based on functional activity, prevent any horizontal miscommunication, and create teams that will work on problems that may originate in one department but impact another department. This degree of equality among the top echelons might also serve as a check and balance system. The vice presidents of each department below this level serve as that department's head and receive reports from the department managers in that department. Each department forms cross-functional teams that, as needed, report to the vice presidents and the legal department. Next is to highlight corporate social responsibility. The concept of corporate social responsibility holds that companies have a duty to the communities in which they operate. Environmental, ethical, and philanthropic responsibilities are the three social obligations that receive the most attention. As temperatures in cities around the world approach record highs, workers are urging more than just their governments to take action against global warming. Employees want their company to make pledges to reduce pollution, rely more on renewable energy sources, and mitigate the effects of its greenhouse gas emissions. Fair treatment of all firm stakeholders, from the leadership and investors to the employees, suppliers, and consumers, is a key component of ethical responsibility. A great illustration of a company's dedication to ethical responsibility is the sourcing of goods and components in accordance with fair trade guidelines. Employees naturally expect their employers to give back as they may spend almost a third of their lives at work. Philanthropic duty is the dedication to giving to and improving the communities one lives in. It acknowledges that businesses have a responsibility to improve the world through economic and cultural methods. For modern businesses, equity, diversity, and inclusion are non-negotiable. Porsche's hiring procedures are the first step in EDI work, which continues in their day-to-day workplace. In this present, ever-evolving world, Porsche should be gathering and analyzing EDI data on attrition, hiring, promotion, and access to development communities. Maintaining through data will aid in fostering an EDI commitment for Porsche that goes beyond box checking and serves as an overarching perspective. This data can shed light on the wider picture and assist Porsche in seeing beyond the best laid plans of their business. If Porsche doesn't frequently check in with their staff, it would be difficult to determine how they are doing. It is essential to include check-ins throughout brief meetings and promote a caring workplace atmosphere. Next is to employ software engineers or experts. According to Nicola, despite having the vision to transform the company into an electric vehicle leader, the company faced failures at the car maker's software unit. The company didn't do enough to make allies and became increasingly isolated. In order to modernize the company for the digital age, the company should bring in talent and build skill sets outside its traditional zones of expertise. Porsche should hire software engineers and experts that will allow the company to improve on the quality of their electric vehicles and other product innovations. According to Matthias Schmidt, an independent auto analyst, Porsche should have headhunted the best people from Silicon Valley. You can't lead on software with automotive people, he added.
Porsche's strategy map. Through better market research and knowledge, the company will be able to improve their production and distribution channels or processes. With that, customers will be able to experience better product availability, ease of transactions, gain better experience through localization, and this will lead to an increase in net income, annual sales, and operating margin. Through better market research and knowledge, the company will be able to improve their marketing methods. With that, customers will be able to gain better experience through localization. This will lead to an increase in net income, annual sales, and operating margin. Through better collaborations outside of the company will be able to improve its marketing efforts. With that, customers will be able to gain a good perception of the brand. This entices customers to purchase, thus leading to an increase in net income, annual sales, and operating margin. Through better collaborations between employees or departments within the company, for example, cross-functional teams, Porsche will be able to increase the efficiency of its employees. When employees are efficient with their work, employees are able to improve the quality of their work and accomplish assigned tasks on time. This affects other internal processes because when customers become more productive, the company is able to improve its production, distribution, marketing, and product development. When all of the internal processes are improved, customers are able to experience improved product availability and ease of transactions, market expansion, maximize localization, good brand perception, and increased customer satisfaction, thus leading to an increase in net income, annual sales, and operating margin. Through employee training and better training budget, the same thing happens. Porsche will be able to increase the efficiency of its employees because when employees are efficient with their work, Employees are able to improve the quality of their work and accomplish assigned tasks on time. This affects other internal processes because when customers become more productive, the company is able to improve its production, distribution, marketing, and product development. When all of the internal processes are improved, customers are able to experience improved product availability and ease of transactions, market expansion, maximize localization efforts, good brand perception, and increased customer satisfaction, thus leading to an increase in net income, annual sales, and operating margin. Through optimization of technology and computer sciences within the company, the same thing happens as well. Porsche will be able to increase the efficiency of its employees. When employees have the proper resource, like technology and computer sciences, they become more efficient with their work. Technology and computer sciences provide better accuracy and speed in doing tasks. Employees are able to improve the quality of their work and accomplish assigned tasks on time. This affects other internal processes because when customers become more productive, the company is able to improve its production, distribution, marketing, and product development. When all of the internal processes are improved, customers are able to experience improved product availability and ease of transactions, market expansion, maximize localization efforts, good brand perception, and increased customer satisfaction, thus leading to an increase in net income, annual sales, and operating margin. Through the optimization of technology and computer sciences within the company will be able to improve the development of products because auto manufacturing requires a lot of complex technologies. It allows the company to improve the design, quality, or innovativeness of its products. Through product development, customers become more satisfied and are able to gain a good perception about the brand, thus leading to an increase in net income, annual sales, and operating margin. Through the employment of software engineers or experts, Porsche will be able to capitalize on human skills and intelligence that will help the company improve the development of products. The engineer or experts will be able to create better designs that are innovative or better in quality. Through product development, customers become more satisfied and are able to gain a good perception about the brand, thus leading to an increase in net income, annual sales, and operating margin. Additionally, through product development, the products can be designed in a way where the car has lesser costs, for example, cheaper parts, thus leading to reduced costs.
Departmental Action Plans and Programs Marketing Strategies Action Plan. Here are the following objectives that will be achieved. Increase net income in the next 3 to 5 years by at least 20% annually. Increase operating margin in the next 3 to 5 years by at least 15% annually. Reach 400,000 units sold by the end of 2025. Increase return on sales by 20% by 2025. Invest in product development and implement or improve new mobility concepts, digital transformation, and sustainable production by 2025. And lastly, to improve market position and increase the global deliveries by at least 11% annually.
So first strategy, use strategic alliances with brands like Volkswagen to market the brand. Program, collaborate with mother company which is Volkswagen to further market Porsche. Action, set budget for marketing efforts and campaigns. Identify the target market for the marketing materials. Next, identify needed marketing efforts to increase brand awareness. Create marketing messages and assets. Run, test, and analyze and marketing strategies and campaigns. And lastly, optimize successful marketing strategies and campaigns and build on them to increase brand standing and awareness. End goal is to use partnership with Volkswagen to increase revenue or the marketing initiatives that generate income, boosting brand loyalty and increasing brand recognition. Timetable for this would be average of 3 months or longer, depending on the type of marketing campaign. And resources needed would be partnership with Volkswagen and the project budget. Second, strategy, improve marketing efforts and decisions through technology or computer sciences. Program, utilize analytic platform in marketing. Action, define the marketing objectives that company wishes to fulfill through the analytic platform. Next, identify where the business is at right now when it comes to its available resources. For example, their financial budget, the software tools PORSCHE already uses, and the capabilities of the IT team. Next, check out what data analytic platforms, the functions, features, or solutions are available and identify or implement what matches the business's needs. Next, consider who in the company will be using it and provide the necessary training for employees when it comes to the use of complex analytic platforms. So the end goal is to establish a strong analytic platform that combines data science and marketing intelligence processes that will allow employees to review campaigns, promotions, social media channel performances, and product and brand perception, and use this to make better marketing decisions. Timetable would be 45 to 60 days, and resources needed are the project manager, IT experts, computer sciences, and project budget. Strategy: include the middle class in their target market. Program: expand target market. Action: clearly define what the business would like to find out about the target market. For example, their demographics, geographic location, and customer profile. Next, gather qualitative and quantitative research information or data. Organize results and interpret findings. Then draw conclusions and align them with the objectives and goals for the business. Develop and implement a plan for promoting and delivering products or services to the new target market. And lastly, evaluate whether the implemented product or service was a success through the collected user and customer feedback and suggest improvements if necessary. End goal is to promote and deliver products or services to the middle class. Timetable: market research would take up to 6 to 7 weeks, and design to launch would take about 2 to 5 years. Sources needed: market researchers, research data information, project budget, and IT software engineers, components and part manufacturers, research and development team, manufacturing equipment, tools or technology, automobile parts and components, and employees under the production department. Strategy: maximize localization efforts in Asian countries. Program: to invest more in localization strategies, maximize localization efforts, and adapt to the local culture of their target audience. Action: establish a localization plan first and foremost. A successful localization strategy is essential. Otherwise, the team risks launching a campaign that entirely misses the mark and the localization efforts becoming unfocused. Assemble a capable localization team. The team will know who to recruit and work with once the localization strategy is laid out in order to complete all the necessary duties. Pick the appropriate localization tools, and for the localization process to function on a dependable system, PORSCHE should make the appropriate digital environment selection in this final step of the preparation process. Localize, extract, and manage content, which components of the product or service or communications are subject to localization will be decided in this step. The team must extract the translatable text so that the translators can work with it because the content may be written in a variety of file formats. Next, verify the quality and make changes. The team should review the translation's quality after it has been completed. The team should evaluate whether the localized content is culturally appropriate as well. The localized product is now launched after that. Test localized products and services afterward and collect user and customer feedback as well as feedback from focus groups. End goal: localization can help PORSCHE better understand the market and take the necessary actions. Localization in Asian countries will increase customer satisfaction and will create brand loyalty. This will create brand expansion and in turn will increase sales in Asian countries. Timetable: 3 to 12 months of vehicle conceptualization and 2 to 3 days for vehicle production. Resources needed: IT and software engineers, components and part manufacturers, research and development team, translators, financial budget, and localization specialists. Sales and distribution strategies action plan. Department, sales and distribution. Objectives that will be achieved: increase net income in the next 3 to 5 years by at least 20% annually. Increase operating margin in the next 3 to 5 years by at least 15% annually. Reach 400,000 units sold by the end of 2025. Increase return on sales by 20% by 2025. Improve market position and increase the global deliveries by at least 11% annually. And improve customer experience, customer access, and distribution channels globally by establishing at least 600 sales channels or partners by 2030. Strategy: enhance distribution through an omni-channel approach such as a physical dealership or digital marketplace. Program Porsche can enhance its distribution line by opening up different locations globally, specifically in Asia and North America. Additionally, digital marketplace can also be implemented. Action for physical dealership. Make a business plan, and for Porsche to be successful, they must have a clear plan. They can use it to map out their company specifics and identify some unknowns. Establish a legal entity. If the auto dealership is sued, creating a legal business entity such as LLC or corporation shields a business from being held personally accountable. File tax returns. Before starting the business, the team must register for a number of state and federal taxes, obtain the necessary licenses and permits. Heavy fines and even the closure of the business may result from failing to obtain the required permits and licenses. Obtain commercial insurance. Similar to how a business needs licenses and permits to function legally and safely, insurance is also necessary. The financial stability of the business is safeguarded by business insurance in the event of a covered loss. Build up blueprints for physical dealerships. Communicating with engineers and architects is done at this stage. Communicate with the contractor for the physical dealership. Construction will be in progress. For digital marketplace, find a great marketplace idea and validate it. Choose the marketplace business model and pricing level. Build the minimum viable platform and launch the marketplace to the first customers. Track the key metrics and grow the business. End goal: increase distribution channels, thus increasing the total number of sales for Porsche vehicles. Timetable would be 1 to 2 years for physical dealerships and 5 to 6 months for digital marketplaces or the websites. Resources needed: additional workforce and employees, logistics team and partners, sales and distribution team, financial budget, IT personnel, software engineers, and building service partners. Number 2, distribute more Cayenne, Macan, and SUV models to China. Program increase vehicle distribution to China's market. Focusing on delivering more SUV models to China will exponentially increase Porsche sales growth. Action: identify the amount of vehicles to be shipped to China. Prepare and make sure that vehicles are ready to be shipped. The team needs to have an export quote that has been confirmed before they start the shipping process. The destination fees must also be considered when exporting a car from Europe. They comprise unloading and delivery expenses as well as import taxes and levies. Make sure the documentation is prepared for export to avoid any delays while transporting the vehicles abroad. Lastly, prepare vehicles and send them to the shipper. Once arrived at the destination, logistics partners will deliver the vehicles to the storage houses or the car dealerships. End goal: to have more vehicle distribution in China, which in turn will increase total vehicle sales in China. Timetable: 3 to 12 weeks for vehicle transport and distribution to chosen country or market. Resources needed: logistics team and partners, sales and distribution team, and the financial budget. Operations, production, manufacturing strategies plan. Department: operations, production, and manufacturing. Objectives that will be achieved: increase net income in the next 3 to 5 years by at least 20% annually. Increase operating margin in the next 3 to 5 years by at least 15% annually. Reach 400,000 units sold by the end of 2025. Increase return on sales by 20% by 2025. Improve market position and increase the global deliveries by at least 11% annually. Invest in product development and improve new mobility concepts. Digital transformation and sustainable production by 2025. Improve market position and increase the global deliveries by at least 11% annually. Improve its sustainability efforts and decrease the volume of CO2 emissions by at least 1.5% annually. Number 1 strategy: focus on Macan, Cayenne, and SUV production or the continuous production of current models. Program production planning. Action: through digital demand forecasts and using advanced analytics and machine learning, Porsche should increase the planned production of the Macan and Cayenne. Identify the production option, practice, or process available will be able to satisfy the anticipated demand for the Macan and Cayenne. Eliminate the potential bottlenecks to maintain an efficient process flow. Choose the best production option, practice, or process that will allow Porsche to meet product demand. Start the production and monitor and control the production using Porsche's control system. End goal: continue the efficient production of their best-selling models and ensure that demand will be met. Timetable: it takes about 18 to 35 hours to produce one mass-market vehicle. The entire production process takes an average of 8 to 10 weeks. Resources needed: computer sciences, production facilities, manufacturing equipment, tools or technology, automobile parts and components, and employees under the production department. Under the same strategy, program is to improve product. Action: identify pain points and determine the features that your customers would like to see improved by analyzing and studying consumer feedback, experience, and behavior. Develop features or change elements of the product to address the pain points. Conduct market and product testing. Before launching the product, it is important to evaluate, test the product. The company may need to correct bugs, add features, and change functions to ensure that the product satisfies consumer needs and demands. After completing the testing phase and making further corrections, implement the product improvements. Collect customer feedback and evaluate the sales performance of the improved product models. End goal is to improve their existing products to ensure that customers are satisfied and company performance will improve. Timetable: at least 2 years. Resources needed: research and development department, auto engineers, production facilities, manufacturing equipment, tools or technology, automobile parts and components, and employees under the production department. Number 2, strategy. Improve on their current sustainability efforts by improving or introducing more environmentally friendly products or product features. Program: environmentally friendly product development. Action: understand the company's environmental impact by identifying areas for improvement. Review the company's product designs and identify how to make it more eco-friendly or how to introduce new eco-friendly innovations. Work with environmentally conscious partners, software engineers, and auto engineers, and generate product ideas based on sustainable practices, sustainability goals, consumer needs, concept testing, and market research. Define the product according to its specifics, such as value proposition and success metrics. Create a detailed product plan and construct a prototype. Receive initial feedback and revise the product design. Develop the concept and test its quality and functionality. After finalizing the design and testing the quality of the product, development and marketing strategy, start producing the final product and launch it. Collect feedback and evaluate performance of the product. End goal: continue to develop environmentally friendly car models or car features. Timetable: design to launch would be 2 to 5 years, and resources needed would be research and development department, software engineers, auto engineers, environmentally conscious partners, example, environmental specialist suppliers, and production facilities, manufacturing equipment, tools or technology, automobile parts and components, and employees under the production department project budget. Number 3, strategy: continuous development of product quality and implementation of innovative offerings. Program: product innovation. Action: generate ideas by identifying a new customer need or customer problem and conceptualize a product that would address these. Conduct a market research to see if the innovative product will be successful among the target audience. After the ideation and research phase, develop the plan, product design, feature, functions, and prototype. Receive initial feedback and revise the product design. Develop the concept and test its quality and functionality. Finalize the design. Identify the needed materials and secure the partners needed for production. Determine the cost in producing the product. Start producing the final product and launch it. Collect feedback and evaluate performance of the product. End goal: introduce new and innovative products to have a competitive advantage. Timetable would be designed to launch 2 to 5 years. Resources needed: research and development department, software engineers, auto engineers, production facilities, manufacturing equipment, tools or technology, automobile parts and components, and employees under the production department. Project budget. Under the same strategy, continue to strengthen quality control and methods. Action: go back to the defined quality standards for each product. Identify whether the standards need changes or improvements and redefine the quality standards if necessary. Evaluate the current quality control methods being used. Ensure that employees have the expertise and that they are provided constant training for quality control. Porsche has incorporated computer sciences into their quality control methods. To improve the quality of these technologies applied, the company should test its functionality often. Check and evaluate the current communication system for reporting defects and potential issues. After checking and evaluating the quality management system and quality control methods, identify the areas that need improvement. Define the quality control objectives and standards that need to be fulfilled. Identify quality control method options and Select the option that aligns with the quality control objectives and standards that need to be fulfilled. Create an implementation plan, inform and train employees. Launch the new improved quality control system or method. End goal: strengthen quality control methods and avoid product defects. Timetable: 3 to 20 months depending on the complexity or scope. Resources needed: quality control management system or method, quality control technologies, quality systems and methods department, and project budget. Lastly, strategy: open more production facilities outside of Europe to keep up with demand. Program: construct and open more production facilities. Action: identify the location and the type of land purchase ideal for the company. Analyze the location in terms of access to customers and supply chain, climate environmental risks, expansion potential, and potential obstacles. Consider all permits and approvals that will be needed by the company in addition in order to construct the production facility. Hire the right building service partners who will be working on the concepts up to the construction. After selecting a location and acquiring the appropriate permits, consider all of the expenses and financing options. Work on the design and concept of the production facility along with the architect, contractor, and engineer. Visualize and plan out how the company would want the production facility to look like along with the building services partners. Decide on the construction schedule and consider variables that will affect construction. Purchase all of the production equipment, tools, furniture, and other needs for the interior of the production facility. Hire employees who will be working in the production facility. End goal: build production facilities outside of Europe. Timetable: 2 to 3 years. And resources needed: architect, contractor, engineer, construction worker, construction materials, production facility equipment, furniture, and other materials needed for the interior, and the construction budget.
For the Financial Strategies Action Plan, the department is finance, and the objectives that will be achieved through the Financial Strategies Action Plan include an increase in net income in the next 3 to 5 years by at least 20% annually, and the increased return on sales by 20% by 2025. So the strategy is to lower component and vehicle cost price. The program for this is to lower components and parts of vehicles cost price in order to lower the overall vehicle price. For the action, we assess which vehicles need to have a lowered component and vehicle cost price. Next, we assess vehicle component prices as to which one is the most suitable for the strategy. Next is to manufacture or purchase vehicle components based on energy storage, powertrain, vehicle body, or materials. Next is to work towards lower manufacturing costs. The end goal is to be able to have a lower vehicle cost price due to lower prices of components. This will make the vehicle's selling price lower, which can help position the brand towards the middle class. Timetable: it would take about 3 to 5 years, and the resources needed include IT personnel, auto engineers, part manufacturers, and the finance officer. The next strategy is design-driven cost reduction. The program for this is reducing costs by changing the product design for both existing and future products. For action, create and spread awareness of the cost-cutting imperative. Early on in the process, gain the support and alignment of senior leadership. Choose the cost reduction strategy, which is design-driven cost reduction. Next, create a cost reduction roadmap and share it with the team and upper management. Next, identify which part of the car design can be modified to incur lesser costs. Then conceptualize how the features or elements of the product design will be modified to incur lesser costs. Next, create a detailed product plan and construct a prototype of the modified design. Receive initial feedback and revise the product design. Develop the concept and test its quality and functionality. Next, we finalize the design and produce the final product and launch it. Lastly, we collect feedback and evaluate the overall success of the strategy and how much it has reduced the costs. The end goal is that Porsche will realize savings of 10 to 30% for goods that are still being developed thanks to design-driven cost reduction. For the timetable, it will take about 3 to 5 years, and for the resources needed, this includes IT personnel, part manufacturers, finance officer, research and development department, software engineers, auto engineers, production facilities, manufacturing equipment, tools or technology, automobile parts and components, and employees under the production department, and lastly, project budget. For Human Resource Strategies Action Plan, the department is human resource, and the objectives that will be achieved by these strategies action plans include be the top employer of choice and have an employee fascination rating of 85% or more by 2030. Next is invest in product development and implement or improve new mobility concepts, digital transformation, and sustainable production by 2025. Next is to improve its sustainability efforts and decrease the volume of carbon dioxide emissions by at least 1.5% annually. Lastly, improve market position and increase the global deliveries by at least 11% annually. For the first strategy, we have employee training and budget. For the program, implement an employee budget for their training, seminars, workshops to enhance their skills and overall knowledge of their corresponding area of expertise. For action, define objectives and identify the types of training, seminars, or workshops needed. Evaluate the resources needed to meet training, seminar, or workshop needs. This will include elements that may affect training efforts, such as learners and their organizations, trainers and facilitators, and the environment. The success of training, seminar, or workshop activities depends on participant motivation. Additionally, in order to provide high quality instruction, trainers, lecturers, supervisors of learners, etc., must be motivated as well in order to assist the learners during their activities. The company will identify methods or techniques that deal with inspiring these groups to participate in training, seminar, or workshop. Next is to conceptualize the type of training, seminar, or workshop programs or activities that are relevant to the target audience and deliverable with the available resources. Next is to create a comprehensive implementation plan for training, seminar, or workshop activities or programs. Next is to identify the materials or budget needed for the training, seminar, or workshop activities or programs. Lastly, create an evaluation approach that would assess if it has produced the desired results and assess how well the components of the training, seminar, or workshop were carried out. The end goal for this is to increase the employee's awareness level, boost an employee's proficiency in one or more of their areas of specialization, and increase the drive for the employee to do their work successfully. For the timetable, it may run up to 90 days or longer, at least once a year. For the resources needed, this includes employees, HR team, trainers, lecturers, experts, and financial budget. The next strategy is continue to implement cross-functional teams. For the program, continue to implement and manage cross-functional teams across all departments under PORSCHE. For action, PORSCHE has been implementing cross-functional teams within its business. It is a strategy that has led the company to its success. Thus, it is a strategy that the company should continue to pursue. So to improve and manage cross-team collaboration, PORSCHE should set clear goals, objectives, and conditions for successful collaboration in the workplace. Next is to identify existing problems within cross-functional teams and address them through conflict resolution. Next is to continue to create an atmosphere where collaboration is appreciated and rewarded. Next is to use effective communication channels and tools. And lastly is to measure every team's impact to improve transparency in the organization and improve motivation. The end goal is to strengthen cross-functional team performance. For timetable, it must be done throughout the life of PORSCHE. It must be a continuous and lifelong effort. And for the resources needed, this includes employees across all departments, department heads, department managers, and the HR team. The next strategy is to highlight corporate social responsibility. For the program, highlight and further implement PORSCHE CSR program through carbon footprint reduction, doing charitable activities, purchasing goods that are fair trade, investing in companies that care about the environment, enhancing labor policy, and EDI amongst others. So for the action, explain the idea. Make sure everyone in the company understands what CSR means by defining or redefining it. When everyone is clear on what CSR is, the team can start talking about it without prejudice or preconceptions. Next, recognize the societal benefits. It's crucial to invest a lot of time in learning about the advantages of CSR and finding several organizations that have benefited from putting together a fruitful CSR plan. Next, acquire project approval. Make sure to highlight all of the potential advantages a distinctive CSR project might offer the company when creating a business case for implementing a CSR strategy. Next, setting goals is the next step in developing and launching a CSR strategy. These objectives and KPIs demonstrate how well the strategy is working for the company and how well the CSR project is progressing. Next is to launch a recent CSR analysis, a comprehensive evaluation of whatever CSR program PORSCHE already has going in their business, whether it's formal or not, is part of a current analysis. Next is to find out more about CSR efforts. Researching social and environmental projects that align with the mission and vision of the business, as well as the values of the workforce, is a part of the step. After taking the aforementioned steps, the team should feel confident launching the CSR program or campaign, which may be the most crucial element of the CSR strategy. To ensure that the program starts with the greatest impact possible, make sure that each of these groups has a defined communication plan and priority. The upkeep of the CSR program or initiatives should be last on the agenda. Along with gathering quantitative input, it's a good idea to also gather qualitative feedback. How do your employees feel about your CSR initiatives? Is something that should be asked by the team. For the end goal, Porsche's implementation of corporate social responsibility is designed to help the community, support charitable endeavors, and add value to society. Porsche's CSR efforts will make a difference and enhance their company's reputation, allowing the company to attract and retain employees. For the timetable, it must be done throughout the life of Porsche. It must be a continuous and lifelong effort. For the resources needed, this includes CSR coordinator, CSR team, HR team, financial budget, and upper management. The next strategy is to employ software engineers or experts. For the program, hire software engineers and experts that will allow the company to improve on the quality of their electric vehicles and other product innovations. For the action, make a profile for the ideal candidate, a persona or description that encompasses all the abilities and credentials the team is looking for in a recruit is known as an ideal prospect profile. Next is to streamline the sourcing plan. Take the stance that less is more to keep the hiring process operating smoothly. To make sure that the team is receiving applications from the best software engineer or expert candidates, improving the sourcing strategy is essential. Next is to utilize a skills evaluation early. A skills assessment is the simplest approach to hire a software developer. Programming challenges, technical assessments, or hybrid assessments that take into account specific skill factors can be utilized early in the hiring process to create a short list of the top software engineers. Next is to avoid skipping the interviewing process. The team can concentrate their attention on interviewing people who have met or exceeded the requirements by using skill tests. After that, extend offers to the most qualified applicants to complete the employment process. So, the end goal is to be able to employ software engineers and experts for the quality development and innovation of Porsche products and processes. The timetable would take about 2 to 4 months. For the resources needed, this includes potential candidates, interviewers, skill test systems, and IT personnel.